Hello, Martin.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining me here in the Colne Radio Studios. And we're here to talk about your brand new album, Beryl and Ruff Go Shopping.
Yes.
Can you tell us when it is out?
It's out on the 31st of July.
Excellent. And tell us a little bit about how it got its title.
Well, originally it was going to be called New Baroque, and we started the album way back in spring before last. But this thing with them using the music for the film with The Rock and Emily Blunt happened, and they did the launch in October, and I went down to meet Emily and The Rock and the producer Benny Safdie at BAFTA. I wasn't sure whether to do it because, you know, there can be trouble sometimes with me. Not just clumsiness and
can't behave yourself.
Spectrum stuff. It's not rudeness or anything malicious. It's just spectrum stuff, and it has been for most of my life. But I said to my manager, John, who in his crisp Caledonian accent, so do I have to do this one, John? He says, Martin, you absolutely have to do this one. They've invited you. They want to meet you. So I said, all right. And he said, then take Jeanette with you. That's Jeanette Lines.
Yeah.
To make sure you don't get run into. And she was perfect.
She kept you on the straight
She's
and
like
narrow.
Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
She really is. Mary Poppins.
So that put the album back.
And yes, and so we put the album back, exactly. Because the noise that the film made internationally would have just drowned out my little album. Yeah. So then the nature of the album changed, because I make an album in a short period of time, sort of like taking my cue from 60s albums by people like the Beatles, not always, but people were on the road a lot and they had to come up with albums. The Beatles would have to come up with maybe 2 albums and 6 singles a year. So you were constantly writing, as I am. Mm-hmm. And so you kind of want the thing to, because by doing that, banging the songs out as you're going along and getting them out before the period's over, you've captured the zeitgeist, you've captured the time. Yeah. And you've also captured other people because they feel like that too. It's all subconscious and spiritual and all that nonsense. But it does seem to work better than if you hold the album up for 2 years like the Eagles, who's a record company apparently sent them rhyming dictionaries after 2 years to kind of chivvy them along. And so that's what I do, and I work fast, and so the album's out now, and by this time it's not New Baroque anymore. The tone's changed, and there's some cheerful stuff coming along and different stuff, and we had 30 songs, and I picked 14 that went with each other, that they seemed to go, that one goes there, and we booted out at least 4 really good songs because they simply didn't fit. We can't have another slow one. Very good, but it's too slow.
And is it kind of classic Cleaners from Venus, this album?
There's a bit of classic Cleaners, but since like David Bowie and like the Beatles and 1 or 2 other artists, I like to think that change is part of my style. And if I hadn't changed in the first place, no one would have discovered the Cleaners from Venus. So I didn't think, oh, we'll do some more of that. I always think, what else? Let's see what happens.
And what about the artwork for the album?
The artwork was done by Miss Jodie Lowther, who's extremely good at that sort of thing. Her roots are in goth, but she does very good, cheerful, colourful and flowers and stuff like that. She's really good at it. And and the name of the album is Beryl and Ruff Go Shopping, because I found a picture of my mum walking her dog in Harpenden High Street in 1936. She's about 10. She looks very much like her granddaughter Lily. And she's got a grown-up hat on, and she's got her basket, and she's got her dog. And Johnny says, this picture is really great. It would make a really great album cover. And I thought, yes, and my mum would have been 100 this year. So that appealed to me. So I said, well, we can't call it Beryl and Ruff Go Shopping. And he said, that's a really good title. Yeah. And I said, it sounds really sort of 80s indie. Or something, you know, I don't know, Sritty Politti or Prefab Sprout would use or something like that. Or the Smiths even.
I was going to say it sounds like a Smiths album to me. I was literally about to say that.
Yeah. So it's called Beryl and Ruff Go Shopping.
And do you have a favourite track on the album?
I do. It's probably not the most commercial one because I was trying to write, you know, I'm much more influenced by continental songwriters. Not continental, oh, it's on the continent. He's gone to the continent on a boat, you know. Continental songwriters. The guy who, Udo was his name, who wrote Varum, Walk Away, Please Go, which Matt Monroe covered. I wanted to write a song of that epicness and see if I could do it on a guitar and then just build it a little bit. Yeah. And that's what I did. It's called Between Two Floors. But it won't be I'm predicting a favourite track on there will possibly be the first one, which is called Scenes from Small Town England, or the second one. But you don't know. Oh, and there's another one that's a really cheerful little song called the Vintage Girl.
Okay.
That I wrote.
There's a few to choose from.
Huh?
Yeah, there's a few to choose from.
Yeah, there are. Well, I'm always trying to write things that, you know, I don't write something like, oh, this is going to be really difficult for people to get, but nonetheless, I'm going to put it on there. I've got the, you know, the instincts of a bomb site rat. I think, will people like this? Will lots of people like this?
And so you're doing a couple of gigs coming up. Tell us a little bit about those in London.
They're great big gigs in the Islington Assembly Hall, which takes nearly 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And the first one sold out, to my manager's shock at least. And I thought, well, it might. But so we sold, we're now on the verge of selling another one out.
Brilliant.
And
but there's still tickets available for the second one at the moment.
There might be a few. I think there are a few
people to get in.
But I don't do guest lists generally, and so and nor do I hang around in the dressing room, because that's where all the people who I consider to be, you know, a bit silly. I'm not, because I can't use the word I'd really like to use. It sounds like it's different. So, well, they go to the dressing room, so I sit on the merch desk all night, and I sit on when people are coming in, you know, and talk to them. And because people don't believe it, say, "Is it you?" I said, "Yeah." Well, I just thought I'd turn out here and meet you all since you've come along to see me. And then I sign loads of stuff, and I just sit there, and it's pretty hard for an industry wazzock to kind of interrupt me while I'm doing such an unimpeachable thing. And then I disappear, so I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to meet them. They didn't want to meet me when I was younger and coming up, and they can just go away and fish now. Fish off, can't they?
They can. So you're joining us here at the Colne Radio Studios in Wivenhoe.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your involvement with community radio.
In a way, I mean, because when I had my brother Joe, who's a soul DJ and who is here less now, but he had a big part in it, and a man called Jerry Davies had a major part in it, because we ran it partly from his house, his upstairs bedroom in Trinity Close, and partly from my brother's rented room that Andrew rented when he was living here. And Justin came along, and Justin's the kind of, was some real heavyweight talent, actually. I'm not trying to call or anything, but he seriously does, because he's the organizer. And I think the one thing we all share is we're all quite socially minded. You know, we think this would be good for the community. We didn't think, is it going to make a lot of money? We thought, yeah, we need a radio station. And it was Radio Wivenhoe for ages. And so I ran a sort of a semi-comic show as well on it, called Over the River with Mr. Newell. And he used to have a farm shop. But the thing that farm shop, the 3-minute mini soap opera with a rip in the back of the shop that was a portal into another time. And
you have a show here now on a Sunday
I do,
evening
called
at 9 o'clock.
Martin Newell's Oddcast, everybody, at 9 o'clock, because I believe that music should be played back to back, of all different kinds, not like the BBC, who play what I would basically call a load of a soul-corroding mix of chart porridge, really, when they've got a massive great archive, sitting on a massive great, they could be playing Trio Bulgarco one minute, and then playing an early Jerry Pacemaker's track, and then maybe a bit of Keith, what's his name, the piano player whose name is Keith Jarrett.
And so you record that from home?
Yes, I do.
And that was partly responsible for your resurgence, I do believe.
Yes, it's because I needed I didn't want to do a music show for Colne Radio. I wanted a more of a Kenny Everett role, or to do something amusing and to contribute to the spoken word without being all serious or Radio 4. So I wanted to do something like that, but then I realised I hadn't got anything to record, and then I realised I record with. Then I realised that all the gear I did have was analogue, and it was, so I had to digitise myself. So I bought a little Tascam 4-track pocket studio, enough to do adverts on and make stupid noises and build up a bank. And I bought a $7 outdated load of sound effects on the internet. And I set off from there, making Henley's fish and chip shop adverts and stuff like that, and doing the farm shop soap opera. And then it grew, and I thought, one day, I wonder if I could make an album with this. And of course, then found a bass guitar upstairs. Then I found some other stuff, and I'm thinking, I need an echo unit, really. Why can't I get a reverb unit? And eventually, it grew.
That sort of took you back to your DIY roots.
It took me back to DIY roots. So I was already educated. That knowledge, an insane amount of knowledge about recording was there. It's simple. I was the one who needed digitising. I digitised myself, and that was all thanks to Colne Radio.
Oh, there we go.
Who were great because I just got the license and the time to do it, and I had the motivation to do it. And because of that, I started making albums, and before long, I had a record company, a manager, and all the rest of it.
And then before you know it, they were reissuing all your back catalogue, and then an American rest is history.
Said, can we re-release all this stuff? And I said no. And then I thought about, well, I've got a load of oxide up there. If we digitise that, I could turn it into beer vouchers. It was as simple as that.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not going to America. I still haven't been to America. I could go there and make a fortune. But as my recent ex, so my very good friend Hilary Lizelle said, and Martin, they will bring you back in a box. Because put me out on tour.
Yeah. So the 2 gigs in London are your only live dates this year?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Unless someone comes up with a really good cause, like, I don't know, rescuing Turkish former models in their early 40s who might need help and counselling.
And the album is out at the end of this month?
Yes, it is, but it's the pre-sales are already good.
Yeah, so you can pre-order it.
And I think it will be an interesting album for anyone who knows me, for quite a few people who don't know me. But we're shifting, what do they say in the music industry? We're shifting loads of units at the moment.
Brilliant.
The streams are insane. They really are. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck with the new album.
Thank you.